What is going on, guys? Today we got something special for the 240 that I ordered quite a long time ago, but finally we got it, went and picked it up today, and it's great. You're gonna love it. So here it is. Finally got my Street Faction bash bar that I've mentioned in countless videos. I ordered it quite a long time ago, but their lead time is like 7 to 10 weeks, so finally got her. It's nice and powder coated. Looks great. Now, because I got the corner bracing, I had to beat this corner in. It runs in the way. Also, even just the bash bar itself kind of gets in the way there a little bit. So yeah, you just gotta beat this corner up here. It's that guy there. It's right under the headlight. See, everything fits. My intercooler piping and everything fits. So I'm thinking this is a lot of open space right here. I know the fender's gonna come to like here, I think. So this will be covered, so that's cool. But I want this covered as well. And I want all this covered. I know the hood will do a good part of that. Whatever the hood doesn't cover, I would like to cover with most likely ABS plastic or some sheet metal. I was real nervous about this part, the intercooler, but I have so much room. So much room. In case you're wondering, the upper support is about flush with the bottom of your pop-ups. And I was thinking that it would be in a little bit more, but we're good boys. We did it. That's awesome. It's just so satisfying to finally have it. It's been so long. So as beautiful as it is, unfortunately, I do have to modify it because I would like to have a skid plate going from there down to there. So I'll have to figure out how I'm going to go about doing that. So I have to figure out what size tubing it is, and then I'll have to order pieces because I want to come from this bar here down to here, down to these two bolts down in there that are for the power brace, so that can be removed with the bash bar when I need to take the bash bar off, like if I need to take all this out so I can pull the motor in and out. I still haven't done this. I think I figured out how I'm gonna do this. I just got to order the coupler to go from here, and then the clamps for the 2 3/4 and the 2-inch clamp. And I think the blow-off valve is going to go on this pipe because the way I'm going to end up doing that one is going to be a 90 down, but it'll be coupler 90 down to a actual 90, like the aluminum piping, and then to a 90 here that's going to be a coupler like this side, just to match. And I think in the future I'll have a shop weld a better version of that, so it's not a bunch of couplers, even though it'll only be 3 couplers on here, or 2, 1, 2, something like that. Have a shop do it so it's better. I don't know how they can improve on this design though, apart from maybe welding the elbow to here, and then they can't really weld that to there though. They'd have to weld it to the intercooler. I don't know how they would improve on that, honestly. But yeah, guys, that is awesome. It looks great. It doesn't really block the intercooler. You can still see mission oil. So that's awesome. So close to having this thing going. Honestly, if I just got the ECU, we could probably start the motor and the fuel lines. That has to happen too. And relocate the oil filter. Okay, so there's a few things we gotta do. We gotta put that guy on. I still haven't mounted him. He's gonna go under the fuel pressure regulator. But honestly, once that's in, then we can run the motor. So along with this beautiful bash bar, I also got another thing today that I've been waiting for a little bit as well. This baby came in. This is gonna be my switch panel. I got it because mainly this guy, the voltmeter, so I can always know what the battery voltage is without looking at the dash. These switches as well, super nice, super high quality, just great. And the whole thing was like $35 shipped. Not a whole lot. I got this wiring mess back there I'll have to dive into and see which wire does what. But it also, another big selling point, 2 USB ports. So that's awesome. And then, you know, this is a cigarette lighter that I'll probably never use. But yeah, this is pretty sweet. I waited about a month for this one as well. This one came from China though. I was scared when I saw that it was coming from China. I was like, oh crap, it's gonna be bad. But it is pretty high quality. I'm very impressed. And I also got more relays because turns out these 5 aren't gonna be enough. So luckily they don't have to go in this box. They can mount anywhere really. So this video is really more like an update video. Like, yes, we did get the bash bar. Like, finally, it's awesome. I love it. The color is just amazing. Everything's awesome about it. And the switch panel, that's pretty sweet. I thought it was gonna come sooner at first, and then I thought it was gonna come a lot later, but we got it, so that's awesome. But yeah, as far as where we are at the build, at this point, if I were to just get the ECU, fuel lines, and relocate the oil filter, just mount it and then cap off the 2 plugs for the oil cooler so oil doesn't come out, you know, I could run the car. So yeah, that's where we're at. Unfortunately, the ECU is kind of expensive, so we're holding off because I want to get all the other stuff done first. So by the time we do get the ECU, everything else is done. I won't have that urge to drive it and it not be done and then like it so much that I don't go back and fix what I need to, and then be in a position where I should have fixed it and now I don't want to, or now it's a lot harder. I just want to get it done, get it out of the way so I don't have to worry about it, and make everything as easy as possible as far as when I need to troubleshoot stuff down the line. I know where everything is, I know which wire does what, everything's going to be labeled, it's going to be just perfect. Also, my engine bay paint came in, so that's awesome. Guess what color it is? I'll give you a hint. It's not jet black. And it's not clear coat. I just got the primer and then I have everything for the paint. But like I said, there's a lot more stuff we got to do before we pull the motor out. And then once we do pull the motor out, then we can paint the bay. So I want to get the overflow mounted in this corner. I got to get the intercooler piping done because I got to cut that hole before paint, just so I don't ruin the paint when I go to cut it and it's painted. Then I've got to do the catch can back here. The oil filter relocation is going to be right there where the heater lines were. I'm going to put a plate behind there, weld it so it's blocked off and I can mount it to there. And over here we've got the boost controller right here, just chilling down in there. And I think that's it really for as far as what needs to be mounted. I am going to do the brake line tuck, I just haven't. And I also am going to get the steel braided clutch line. I just haven't, once again. Yeah, other things have just been a little bit more important to me. I want to get a lot of the big stuff out of the way so I don't have to deal with them anymore. Another thing I have to do is make the bracket for the throttle cable. It just has to go from here and come out and sit between these 2 nuts so I can tension it and get it where it needs to be. And then we'll have a working gas pedal. But yeah, then, you know, the fuel lines, I gotta do the steel braided. These guys came. Unfortunately, they're blue. But that's not gonna be a big deal. But I wish they came in black. It was either blue or red. And my switches are blue. That's blue. You know, I might have more blue on the car somewhere, who knows. They also got to do the wiring for the boost controller. I can't do that though until I get the ECU and get the patch harness for it, or the adapter harness, and then I can tap into the adapter harness with this guy. And then we can get boost by gear. I still have to figure out the thread for here, because this is the vacuum port for the brake booster, which is that guy in the center of your screen. That's where the line goes. And I need to figure out what size that is so I can get the fitting for it so we can get that taken care of. Also down in there in that mess is the transmission harness. I have to redo that because I relocated the battery, or I'm going to relocate the battery. That's another thing that has to be done. And as far as this guy, again, if you haven't seen that video, definitely check it out. But he's going to be mounted back there behind the driver's seat. Battery's going to be on the other side. Breaker is going to be somewhere in between the 2. And we're going to have this guy as our power in there, going to the fuse box. And then we're gonna have one here for the accessories and everything. Have the out, the ground is gonna go in with the power. Here are my cables. Power's gonna go in, and then the ground is just gonna go somewhere on the chassis, and then the whole chassis will be grounded. I haven't mentioned it before, but this guy was the flasher for the to make them go up. Miatas do it a lot. A lot of cars with pop-ups do it. You see another one, and you press the button and then go up and then back down. Yeah, that's what that button did, but I deleted my motors on the headlights, so I repurposed it. That is going to be my high beams. The regular headlights are still going to be on the OEM stock, so that'll be great. The turn signals will be on the same stock. The wipers will be on the same stock. The hazard will be the same button. I was going to repurpose my defroster button there. However, trying to figure out which wire does what, I ended up blowing it up. So that's just kind of for show now. Oh, I almost forgot. Exhaust. In case you don't know, I don't think I've talked about it too much. We're gonna have a hood exit. That's about it. We're gonna have a hood exit. It's gonna go here, boop, 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 and then up, boop, just enough to poke out of the hood, maybe like a quarter of an inch. And then the wastegate screamer pipe is going to come up next to it on either side. I really don't care. A shop is going to do that for me. Yeah, once this is road ready, apart from, you know, not having a tune, I'm going to take it to an exhaust shop and then we'll get that sorted out. Now on the intercooler piping, one thing I forgot to mention, I have to put in a port so I can put a tube coming off of here into the port, so when the throttle body is closed, air goes through it, through the idle air control valve, so it can idle properly. You can delete it. I'm not 100% sure on how you delete it, but I know it can be done, and it would look a lot cleaner, but I've heard tuners don't like that. I guess it makes it harder on them, which I understand. You know, you never really want your job to be any harder than it needs to be. But yeah, maybe if there's any performance benefits, then sure, I'll do that. But I got rid of this, the cold start valve, just got rid of it. We don't need that. We'll just, it'll take a little bit to start it when it's cold, but that's fine, that's not a big deal. So yeah, there's a little oil filter relocation adapter. Get the 10AN lines going up to there. We'll get that sorted out. First thing on the list for me though is get the cabinet and everything wired, get everything good to go, and then I can go from there, start messing with the engine bay. There's not a whole lot that needs to be done, you know, we've gone over just about everything. There really isn't a whole lot. Like we're pretty far into this build. We're almost there. You just gotta bear with me, guys. I'm trying to figure this out as I go, and hopefully everything's right. Well, hopefully that clears up any questions you had about the build so far, where we're at, what we need to do next. If I forgot something, you know, like, hey, you can't run the car if you don't do this, definitely comment below, because there's always the chance that I missed something. It's more than likely that I missed something, really. But yes, thanks so much for watching. Please leave a like if you did. Comment down below. Let me know how excited you guys are for this build. I am very excited. We're getting so close. I just want to drive it already. I said this so many times, but the car's been down since February. It's now August, about to be September. My tags are up for the 240 in September, so I gotta get that taken care of. And then once the car is ready, then it's street legal? Kind of. That's project car life though, you can't worry about it not being street legal. You just can't. As soon as you touch your exhaust, boom, you're fucked. And then hit that subscribe button, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace.